everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the vlog. So once again we are back on the caddy. So today we want to get it on all four wheels and perhaps get it running and moving. That's the plan for today. So let's crack on. Alright, so again we are back on the caddy, but you know what, today is a little different because we come to this with a lot more enthusiasm. Now that we got the engine running in last week's episode, we now have a renewed enthusiasm to get this van sorted. So today's plan of action is to get all the front configured and set up. So we're going to get the headlights in, the cross members in for the headlights. That's this bit here, all bolted up and ready to go. We will then get the front bumper on, get the wheels on, get the van back on the ground, lift it up, and then get the exhaust in. That's the plan for today. Whether we'll achieve all of that, because I've only got a few hours to work on this van this weekend, but at least that's what we're going to plan to do. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is get the headlights in place and get the bonnet catch all sorted and back into place as well. So that I'll do off camera, but the headlights I'll do on camera. So let's crack on. Alright, so headlights are on, all in place, well mounted. Gaps are all perfect, as you can see on the side there, same as the other side. So now we're going to fit the front bumper. Now I did check to make sure that the bonnet closed okay and the latch is working just fine, which is perfect. So I've done all the loose pipes underneath as well. They're all done up and tightened up and everything, so we're all good from that perspective. Next we just need to now get the front bumper on, then we can get the wheels on, then we can get her down on the ground. And that's not finished yet because I've got to clear all this stuff, yeah, to get the van out of the garage. But that's something that you'll see done in a moment. But in the meantime, let's just concentrate on getting that front bumper fitted and making this van look like a van once again. Wow, look at that. Doesn't that look good, eh? It's been such a long time. Okay, clearly one or two things still needed. New grille, because this is the original one, which when I got it was busted and it's still busted, so that needs to be replaced. The bumper's not bolted in place because to get the grille in, you've got to take the bumper off. So we'll do that when we get the new grille, and we'll order that now that we know what we need. So I guess what we need to do now is just get the wheels on. Get the wheels on and then get it down on the ground. But first, I need to get rid of all of this. So I'm going to do that. And then next time you see this van, it will be on the ground. Okay, now that we've got the bonnet or the bumper on, we now need to, we've got one of the wheels on. See there? tyre needs to be changed, so we'll get that sorted. I need to put the firewall back in now. If you remember, we took the ECU out because we thought there was a problem, but the ECU was absolutely fine because the engine starts in the van. So we need to put the firewall back in, and then there's a couple of things that we need to do, but before I do that, so the airbox needs to go back as well. I'm not putting that in yet because I need to test the gearbox to make sure it goes into gear, all the gears properly. So we'll do that when it's on the ground. But yeah, let's get the firewall back in, and then we'll see what else that we need to do, which is a lot, but we are really getting close now. Okay, so we have now got that trim back on now. This trim is quite important because it stops water from dripping into the engine bay. That's what it's for, it makes it run around. So that's saying firewall is in as well. And engine is gone. The old engine is now being scrapped. So we've now got some nice clear space to work. So the next phase, I've got to drop the van down because, like I said, we're on all four wheels now. First time in I don't know how long. And we need to jack up the front so that we can get the new exhaust on. That's going to be an arm and a leg, but hey, we're going to give it a good shot. So let's get this van down. And my ramp, it goes up before it goes down, and I've measured it, carefully calculated it, so we shouldn't hit the roof. But if you don't see the next scene with it on the floor, it's because it's hit the roof, and I'm now having to get a very expensive builder to come and repair it. Let's see how we get on. Okay, so we're safely on the floor, which is good, but now I've got a little bit of a dilemma. I can't get my jacket under here. I've got to pull the van forward. So in effect, this is going to be first drive since putting the new engine in. So hopefully we should be able to just pull it forward, and yeah, let's do this. First drive is about to happen in the garage. Well, first I need to move it forward about 2 feet. So it's going to be first 2 feet drive, but not the official on the road test. But let's see how we get on. Okay, so whole lot of smoke, but not worry about the smoke because we've got no exhaust on there. I know the injectors are working fine. This wheel here is binding. The brakes are locked up on it, so that's causing my issue. And because we don't have the exhaust on here, the van is not producing full power. Plus we haven't got a lot of the sensors on there for the back. I mean, I'm surmising here, but that's what it feels like. But the clutch is biting, and that's the main thing. So we know the clutch is good. So I'm going to try and jack this up so we can get the exhaust underneath, and then we'll probably have to strip down the brakes and then sort those out, because that one's loose, that one's tight, so it needs adjusting. So let me get it jacked up, and then we'll come back, and next time you see this, we should have the exhaust in place.
A few minutes later.
Okay, so taking the brake caliper off, had to use my persuader bar. You can see all the dust that's come off it, and well, the verdict is it's rotten, completely rotten through. So I'm gonna have to get a new caliper for this van. There is no, I wouldn't want this on my vehicle. The other side is fine, but this side just rotten to the core, and I think it's probably the reason why when you saw me trying to move it, it just wasn't moving. I mean, the amount of force I had to get to take this off was quite incredible. So gonna price up a new caliper and get that swapped out. No point doing anything other than doing that. I mean, I wouldn't want to drive on that, would you? Look at the state of that brake. That pad has seen better days as well. It's, you see, it's quite yeah. Right, new pads and brakes.
2 hours later.
All right, so we've got a new caliper, but don't think it's the right one for this car, this van. Look at the size. It might fit, but I'm not sure. I'm certainly not counting on it. But we'll give it a try, see what happens. Sometimes, you know, these things do work out and they might just resize them all, but normally when they're like that, it's an obvious sign that it doesn't fit. So, such a pain. Anyway, we're gonna clamp this off, take this apart and see how we get on.
2 hours later.
Okay, so I've cleaned out the carrier. Surprisingly, this pad fits just fine. It really does. But I could just see that we've got it's just leaking all over the place. Can you see that? Don't know what's going on there, but it's leaking. So something's not right. I think I might know. It's the inner seal. This has got an inner seal and that's not on. Schoolboy. Right, let's get that fixed. But the main thing is that the actual caliper itself fits, so that's a good thing. So let's get this seal sorted. Fortunately, I've got that clamped off, so we're not going to lose all our fluid. But the pads that supplied were the wrong ones, so I'm going to have to get those sorted tomorrow, because where I got them is now closed. And looking at the state of the pads, I'll show you. They definitely need replacing. Look at that, right down to the edge, and they're just crumbling and falling to pieces. There's a little bit of meat on them, but not enough. I wouldn't be happy on that, would you? Yeah, we'll replace them. So this, okay, they are a bit rusty. That's because it's been stationary in here, but minimal scoring. If you go like that, you'll see that there's minimal scoring, so the discs are okay. So we're going to leave those, but we're going to sort out this seal for now. Okay, so we finally got the van up on jacks, but so we can now deal with the under tray and get the exhaust on. But that is going to be a subject of next week. Yes, I wanted to get it done this week, but with all the things that have happened and me now having to take this back, the brakes, I need to get those brakes sorted and everything. So next week we'll hopefully get first drive done and dusted, and we'll get all the badges and stuff finished. So for now, we're going to end it. So how close are we to getting that van finished? Actually, I must say I'm a little bit disappointed, because I wanted to get further than I did this weekend, but just everything was against me in terms of progressing with the caddy, as it always has been with this van. It's been 2 steps forward and 1 step back. So we've got the new brakes, or we will have the new brakes, pads that is, so we'll get those fitted next week. We'll drop the subframe, get the exhaust in. I was having to buy a new landbar sensor, but I've managed to discover where the old one is, so that's great. So we don't have to do anything on there. So we should next week be hopefully coming to the end of this project and then moving on to our next. So in the meantime, thank you for staying with us on this one. If you are a casual subscriber, don't forget to click on the subscription button below and click on the bell notification so you're notified whenever we release a new video. And we will see you on the next one, which will be next Monday. Have a good week.